to get through today. Some of them we'll get through, and then some of them it'll just be
tomorrow.
I'll probably say save it for tomorrow or something. You know how we go. It depends on if we
get on a topic that's just really getting
then it's like you know
talk about this.
Right.
I got something to say.
Right. It just depends on what it is.
Okay.
Usher's a menace. That's all they've been talking about.
When you were saying that, if I'm not hearing what's all going on in the news, because a lot of times she'll say what's going on or what she's been hearing, like breaking news kind of thing. And when she tells me, I get sometimes a different perspective on it because I'm like, how is he a menace? He hasn't done anything.
Let's see.
He's just doing his concert and he being sexy.
Yeah.
He faulted for being sexy.
Well, Charlamagne was talking. I knew they was going to talk about it because they was off for the whole week.
The men going to say stuff.
So I knew Charlamagne was going to talk about Usher and DJ Envy because that's all everybody talked about. Envy. Right. All they talked about all week was Usher and the whole what's her name?
Serenading
Kiki Palmer. All of that. And the latest with them and her unfollowing her boyfriend and
he breaking up relationships.
And people was calling in saying that, you know, that some people blamed Usher. Some people blamed Kiki, saying it wasn't what she had on. She was hugging all on Usher and she should have played it cool when Usher came. If you see your woman hanging on somebody and grabbing them.
What if you would have done and it was Michael Jackson?
That's what I'm saying.
It's grabbed him so hard.
And your significant other should understand Michael. That's a celebrity. It's not going to happen. But Idris, you know what? I think because of who her boyfriend was, because he's not famous.
Right.
And Usher is. He probably felt
a certain kind of
that
way.
Could happen in real life. He could hook up with him.
That's true.
Because she's famous. It's not like your man
he ain't married.
It's not like you take your man to the concert and Beyonce come down and he and grab him. He grab Beyonce. You'll be like, let him get. It's never
fantasy.
Let him go on and sit on her lap.
That show Fantasy Island.
Yeah,
where your dreams come true.
But I feel like, to me, I just feel like you shouldn't have any kind of
issue with that.
Issue if it's a concert. If it's like a celebrity and it's a concert, that's different.
And maybe too,
it's not real.
And I think too, in that situation, it's unfortunate that her boyfriend had to make a comment because had he not said anything, this wouldn't even started this whole
He shouldn't have never said anything.
Plus, I honestly think
not on the internet. He should say it in private.
Exactly. And plus, I think if she would have had on a denim outfit or something,
he still would have said something.
No, I'm saying, well, I don't know about the hugging because she was hugging him with that outfit.
We don't know. She could have had on a whole nun outfit and still.
He probably wouldn't have been as mad because she would have had covered up.
Oh, I don't know.
So I don't know. The hugging thing probably. Don't you think that's natural?
Yeah,
it's just what she had on.
I still don't think it was that bad. What she had on, I think it was the butt in the back.
She had on thumbs.
Yeah, that's what would.
That's too much bottom out.
Right. But I'm saying the rest of the front wasn't there. To me,
she was fine, but because we saw her bottom,
because she turned around. Yeah.
But go ahead. They mad now on the breakfast.
Well, he's a menace. They say he goes up to every woman that's in that seat. Mm-hmm. And other celebrities. He's gone up. He caused the thing with Kim Kardashian, if you remember. They was like, ooh, Usher's fiance or girlfriend or whatever she is, mother of his children that he's with now, must be upset because he was all over Kim Kardashian when she was there. Everybody that's in that seat, he's a menace.
Because look at what Chris, who was it Chris Brown or whoever it was, and she had the phone. And he pushed the phone away.
Oh, okay.
That particular...
Oh, she was looking at the phone.
He was on her. He was sitting on her.
Yeah.
That, to me...
Well, he was trying
is like a menace. Because Chris Brown is like, you on top of the girl.
Exactly. I didn't think Usher was...
He's just being sexy like Tom Jones.
Chris Brown, to me, is the menace.
Yes.
Because he brings them on stage and dances
on them. And I'm like, oh Lord.
And have him touch his body and all that. Usher was just singing.
He's creating a moment where Usher just comes up to you and sings hard and like they did in our days.
Right.
Remember on the
they were singing and the woman
he was singing hard and she fell out of the chair.
And remember the man sitting next to her was one man that was his wife or whoever. He was like, and he got up and left. So all throughout history, men don't like when these guys come up and sing to their women.
Gosh.
So, but the women, the man is gonna do it. Mm-hmm. The woman is how you react.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh. That's why that man was like, really? If she could have just been like, oh,
she is not gonna do that.
Well, then forget it.
That man just he just did it, shook every nerve.
I don't care who is sitting next to me. If Michael Jackson, at the time when I was a if Michael Jackson would have came up to me and said, "Can I come down here?" I would. And I wouldn't even care if my boyfriend
and your male friend would understand.
He can leave.
You love Michael.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
And it's stupid. It's not going to happen.
You got videos of
Michael
him
Jackson.
doing it?
Well, Usher says his Sexy Las Vegas show this is according to People, is crafted for women to get away from their kids and have fun. So his whole thing is,
man.
I want them to have fun when they come to my concert.
Like kids.
Yeah, I want them to get away from their normal 9 to 5 or whatever, or at home, and just feel different, sexy for a little bit. So if you know anything about Usher,
serenade.
That's Usher's concert. Now I had talked about going, but I said you really wouldn't know a lot of Usher songs, and I would be singing most of them, and you would probably just be there like, I'm waiting on Confessions to come on, and I'll be like, I know all the other albums and stuff too. Emerald says, hi ladies. Hey. It's show business. They are putting on a good show. It's how they make their money. Yes. They were trying to say the same thing with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper after the movie A Star Is Born. Oh yeah. Because they kept doing lovey-dovey and all that other stuff. Okay. But it's all not real. It's,
But did he?
But they calling Usher a menace because he went on from Keke Palmer and then he started serenading everybody else. So here's one with him.
That's the same night?
No, this is other nights. He does this every night. Okay. Whoever's in that celebrity seat section, he walks down the celebrity seat section and he finds a woman and then he'll sing to her.
So he don't go to the regular fans.
No, I don't know. I haven't been to the show. I know for a fact he goes to the celebrity seat section. Now this is Winnie Marlowe. She's a model, famous model, and she's sitting next to her boyfriend. So that's what Charlamagne was saying. You're not even safe. Even if you're sitting there, he still comes over and
it's not about the man.
That's what I'm saying.
Will Usher be doing it to a man? No, he's clearly made you understand that he likes women.
Well, this is him with Winnie Marlowe.
Why would he go to the boyfriend? He sit there and
no, I'm saying
learn.
Yeah,
take a lesson and learn from me as I.
So here's Winnie Marlowe. He tried to come up and grab her hand. She stood up and sat on her boyfriend's lap. And he said, oh, okay, you chose. So she was like, I'm not turning to a Keke Palmer. My boyfriend's right here. I'm going to stand up and sit on his lap. So that was that one.
Oh, she didn't even need to
with Winnie Marlowe.
Go ahead.
And then the other one is Sweetie the rapper. He comes over to her. She's dating YG the rapper.
Okay.
He's not there.
Oh, geez.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Look at him. Yeah, see how he's looking at her? He's a menace.
I don't understand.
I know, it's just that's the menace
but
thing.
You got everybody who's watching this, y'all understand this has been going on for years with entertainers.
So Sweetie just stood there. She was smiling or whatever, with her glasses on, and she didn't grab him like Keke did and all of that. Okay. She didn't even want to sing at first.
Oh, really?
And then the audience was like, sing. So she did, There Goes My... She didn't want to do nothing.
Kiki sang too.
Well, Kiki did everything.
Right.
She grabbed him by the head and all of that. Kiki was having fun.
Yes.
She was having fun.
They're coming, if they're spotlighting you, make it work.
So now it's like...
You in entertainment.
Yes. So now it's almost like everybody's like, what is your wife or girlfriend going to do if Usher comes over and does There Goes My Baby?
They need to have that conversation if they're going with their man, their significant other, to this concert. Have that conversation because he's going to do it.
Well, Charlamagne the God said, I know how to shut this down.
What he going to do?
He said, if we go, me and my wife, and he comes over talking about There Goes My Baby, he said he could grab my wife's hand. Uh-huh. He's going to grab my hand the next. He's going to sing to both of us. The amount of money we pay for these tickets, both of us is getting serenaded.
Serenade you too. But some people will see Charlamagne is in the game now, too. Some men are too shy.
And you know what's funny about it? Because he said that, how much you want to bet if him and his wife goes to Usher, he gonna sing to Charlamagne and to her? Because he made a big deal about it on the show. Okay. About how you got to sing to both of us.
That's if no one else is in that circle. That if another entertainer is there.
What you mean?
If
he could go to anybody.
He can go to. It could be somebody more famous, and he going to her because he ain't going to even start no mess with. He'll probably even look over to Charlamagne and go,
I don't even want to even. Well, he did that with this one. When he stood up and sat on her boyfriend's lap, he was like, oh, okay, you chose. All right. And then he gone and sang. Right. But at this point, I think Usher's playing along with it. Mm-hmm. Them calling him a menace and stuff. So now I think he's going to overdo it now. I think he's going to really be out there and doing stuff.
Go for it.
He had this one. Now, he does go to regular people. He went to this regular guy. I saw this one on TikTok. He said, anybody want to propose to their girl or something? Mm-hmm. And this, black man raised his hand. And he came over there and was, and the black man was like, I love you to the woman. We've been together for 17 years and this, that. And he said, I just want to tell you I love you so much. And then that was it. And then Usher was like, where's the proposal? Ooh. And then the man was like, I just wanted to tell her that I love her. He said, man, sit down. I came over here for a proposal. Anybody want a proposal to that woman?
I love you for 17 years.
So he does.
My woman.
I guess he does go to the audience, regular audience members too.
Good for him.
I really would like to see that show if we ever do get to go to Vegas to see it. But
I said Vegas and you said no.
What? Oh, to go to Vegas?
A trip, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I really should go to, because I said if we get a chance to go to Vegas.
Oh, go right there. We can relate. Oh, Lord.
So they want to start charging fat people. You listen to this.
For 2 seats.
For 2 seats.
I thought they were already doing that.
Some airlines are already doing it.
Yeah, because a friend of ours, she was charged twice. Mm-hmm. And she's big. I think she's lost weight.
Right.
She's lost a lot of weight. Uh-huh. But she was this size and bigger.
It says, according to CNN, somebody said we're paying twice for the same experience. Plus size travelers hit out at discriminatory airline seat policy. While average width of an airline seat has been shrinking, and they are getting smaller.
There goes my baby.
Bodies are getting larger around the world. Experts predicting that over half of the global population will be overweight and obese by 2035. The ultimate, we need to invest in diabetes drugs and fat drugs.
Yeah, anything.
Because if everybody's getting fat, they're going to put everybody on diabetes drugs, cholesterol drugs. Mm-hmm. So y'all out there, high blood pressure, any pharmaceutical company,
invest in those.
Get in there now, because if they say by 2035,
make a lot
half
of
the global population is going to be obese, not overweight.
But you know
obese.
What? I don't know about other countries.
It said global.
I don't know. Because we can honestly say. A lot of countries in Africa, no.
I don't know.
We were almost the biggest ones there.
I know that when we went there
in Europe, some countries in Europe, they don't have a lot of obese people like her size.
Yeah, but when we went to Africa in 2008, they had the buffet.
That was South Africa.
But I'm saying,
which is a little more.
You starting to get buffets and stuff. So yeah, everybody gonna be fat. This ultimately means that more and more passengers are likely to be finding it difficult to fit into airline seats, and some may be hit with a pocket as a result. So what they're saying is there's some place, I think now in New Zealand, I believe, they weigh you. And if you overweigh a certain size, you got to pay for another ticket or something.
Well, I don't think they should weigh you.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Some people are they're big boned.
Let's talk about this. Now,
they should probably measure you.
Yes.
If you know how they had that little area where your luggage has to be this size.
They should have a seat out there, and you sit in the
average chair, and you sit in it. And if you go past it, then I would like where the race will go up.
For the record, I'm right there. When we go now, I'm there.
It costs us a lot of money.
No. If I get bigger, I'm into the other seat.
Yeah.
So I would have to pay for another seat.
What saves us is we go together. We sit together.
So we'll smash into each other. Now, let's just go ahead and put it out there. When we fly, a lot of times it's me, you, and my mom. We got her down to a T. She's handicapped. So we put her in the front row with handicap. Me and you will go behind the handicap, three seats,
with the window and aisle.
And then we'll scoot in so it looks like it's about this much room between us. So nobody.
That didn't work one time.
Somebody still wanted to sit. Why would you want to sit?
She was little.
Why would you do that?
Because it was no more seats open on the plane. It was a full flight. They had to sit there. They had to.
So when we get on Southwest and there's people just coming Southwest when you don't have your seat.
Yes.
And people coming in, I say, let's move in. I want to leave that much so nobody will want to sit there.
They'll look and go past because they don't want to sit uncomfortable.
And you can see when it starts filling up, you can see people's dilemma, right? They get in and they think, do I want to walk all the way to the back of the plane or do I want to go ahead and take this seat between these
two big girls?
They always choose to walk to the back of the plane.
Yeah, I would too.
So, the other thing I wanted to say is, we're big. We don't take up two seats, but we pretend to take up two seats.
Exactly.
So that we have space.
We make it look uncomfortable for you coming through.
I'm not making you comfortable. You can sit someplace else. And there's a lot of skinny people you can sit next to. Why you sit next to me? So go find some other place to sit.
Oh, God.
We are last resorts.
But our first question I asked is the flight attendant, is the plane full? Yes, ma'am. The plane is full.
Flight.
So we're like, oh, man. What's plan C? Plan C is I move to you.
Plan C is I move in the middle and mama comes back. And sits on the end.
No.
Oh, the person sits on the end.
We leave mama in the front.
You're right. The plan C is, plan A. Mama's in the front, handicapped. Me and you scoot over a little bit and leave this much space in the middle.
You can't hardly see that middle seat.
We leave a little bit so that it's it's a seat there, but who wants to do that? Plan C that's plan A.
That's
Plan B is we have to move. Oh, you move over.
I move over to the middle seat.
And the person sits on the end.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a plan C.
No, we don't.
No, that's
A and B.
It's A and B.
Huh? Rarely they'll sit with
one lady.
Because it was a full flight.
One lady.
And I think she was small.
Which was because she's like a little Filipino lady.
Yeah.
And it worked out. Because she sat on the end.
And I wasn't that squished.
And I didn't really take up that much. Right. I made people think I took up two seats.
Exactly.
But I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm right there.
Whoa!
So
but they weigh people. Who's going to do that?
Well, they were talking. Envy says they should have a fat section.
How are they going to have a fat section? That's discriminating.
He said maybe 4 seats that's bigger, like how we sit, just two in each seat. or one person in the seat, and then if you don't,
looking at this going, you should just lose weight.
If you lose weight, if you don't sell it,
just lose weight.
If you don't sell it, then regular size people get to sit in those seats.
But they probably, like we said, with the ideal of having, like they do the carry on, and what size is it?
Yeah,
have a chair and you sit in it. Or do they? I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Well, my thing is, people, you can't go by weight because people distribute weight differently.
Yes,
some people are small at the bottom, so they butt doesn't take up more than one. But they are all over here.
Shoulders, yeah.
Or if you got a woman with a big chest, a lot of times she'll take up more over here, but she may not be as big down there.
Exactly.
So how are you going to do that?
That's going to be a hard one.
So they were saying, I think as a heavy person, I do think you should get an extra charge for taking up 2 seats.
But not 2 whole charges.
Not 2 whole charges. I think it should be like luggage. Your luggage one gets this amount, and then any additional is this amount.
$75.
So one chair is this, because they overprice it anyway.
Thank you.
One chair is this. What'd you say, Mom?
You already the person that used to take up 2 seats and lost a lot of weight now.
I just said her.
Yeah. But don't say names.
I just said an example of somebody who's lost a lot of weight, but they had to pay for 2 seats.
You have to pay for 2 seats.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it should be an upcharge if you take more than 1 seat.
That's going to be a hard one to figure out.
And Charlamagne said, I would think you would want that so nobody sits next to you, like us. We shouldn't have to pretend like we should
like
just
we're spreading over to the middle seat.
We should just pay one upcharge, and then we know ain't nobody gonna sit in the middle because we paid for that. You see what I'm saying? I would do that.
But what would the upcharge be? That's the problem.
If it's like $100, maybe $100,
because one seat is $100,
maybe $100. Like whatever your thing is, an upcharge.
And then when will they charge you that? You getting your tickets from home.
You're right.
Because
skinny people may do it just so that nobody sit next to them. You're right. They may say, let me pay an upcharge just so nobody sits next to me. And you can't do that.
How are you going to do this without discriminating?
I don't know.
Because see this young lady here. We as a flight working for the company, if that was like a rule in place, we would look at her and know she's going to be over the main seat.
Yeah.
She's going to spread into the middle. So I'm not, because we've done it. That's why I
but what if they look at me and say, I'm going to spread in the middle and I don't?
And how would they charge you extra?
But you can look at me. Sometimes they look at me and think I'm going to spread and I don't. I'm literally but I'm right at the edge. I'm right in my seat.
Because what if she goes with her husband? And he's
a little guy. He don't care.
And he's okay because she'll be all on him.
That's true.
See, how you gonna do that?
I don't know. Because what if you travel with a skinny friend and they say, I don't mind being smashed next to her.
Yeah, that's my friend.
She's that's what I
lay on her. Yeah.
I don't know. And then the skinny person doesn't go to the 3rd seat.
Yeah.
So it's fine. The 3rd person in the last, we're 3 seats.
Right. Nobody's
I take 2. My friend takes a half. I take 1.5. My friend takes a half. Between the 2 of us, we're 2 people.
We share that 2 seats.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Because the seats that sometimes mom sits in has that bucket thing.
And what about...
And you got to squeeze in there like a sardine.
And what about people like her? Fat handicapped people.
Yeah, what if
you're not going to charge handicapped people too.
That's true. And those seats in the front sometimes they have.
And I have another issue.
You're in a box.
If you're gonna, you know what? I am changing my mind because I was like, charge us extra. No.
Okay.
What about these people with these animals?
Ooh.
Don't you gotta
put them on the floor?
They be on the floor, but they in your row.
Unless you pay for a seat for them.
Do they? I don't think they pay for them.
And one of the friends that I was talking to, they talked about animals. She said the person told her, "Do you mind? I have an animal." And she said, "Thank you for letting me know because I'm allergic to dogs." So she had to move.
So what about them?
She's allergic.
I don't think they charge. I don't think they charge them.
I think they do. They charge you for bringing that animal, but do you pay for a seat when you bring them?
I don't know, but they take seats.
They do toddlers.
And what about people
2 years if they're not lap babies?
What about people with kids?
When they're not lap babies, if they're not in your lap, right?
I'm saying even then they crying the whole flight. That's a menace.
Yeah.
See, so I don't know where this is going to go.
The people fly, they got to deal with everything.
I don't know where this is going to go.
They got to deal with heavy people.
That's a
They got to
touchy
deal
one.
with loud kids.
What about
they have
people
to
who
deal with
stink?
animals. Ooh, you got to deal with somebody that's
musty,
older.
especially if you go to other countries.
Oh, help us, Lord.
But I can tell you one thing: when we flew from Johannesburg to Cape Town,
Cape Town.
in Africa, that seat, I barely fit in that seat, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Small planes.
And I wasn't even this size. Yeah. And I couldn't do it now. Because I barely fit in the seat then.
We don't do helicopter rides when we go places because there's a weight restriction.
But if they're saying that in 2035, half the global population is going to be obese, I don't know what they're going to do. You can't keep upcharging because people won't fly anymore.
I think they're going to probably make changes to seat sizes.
There's money.
Things like that. Because they know a lot of people in America are heavy.
People make money off of you being heavy.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think they will ever change it. Because food, there's money in food processing.
Buying the food.
There's money in fast
Doctors,
food.
when you get sick.
Doctors, money in the drugs to keep
They make money off of us for being obese.
So if you think there's going to be a change in obesity, I think everybody's going to be fat.
It's kind of sad. They won't live long then.
You make money off of people dying early.
Yeah.
They make money.
They may make larger seats.
Funeral services will make more money. We're going to die earlier. Also, there's going to be money off of all the things that you need for people being fat and being overweight, all the medical things, mechanical things,
now starting to make it for big people.
There is money into the population being fat. It really is. So I don't see it changing. I think we have to do it ourselves.
I think other than us changing ourselves, there may be airlines that may start making seats wider. There may be cars that make the bucket seats wider.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know one friend of mine, she told me one of her heavy friends, bigger than this lady, broke her chair in her car. See, a lot of times people look at obesity and that can damage things.
Again, people make money. Mechanics are going to make more money because
to get their car
that's fixed. What it's going to.
Because my fat friend sat in it and broke it.
It's going to make more money.
Oh, God.
There is money into people having diseases like cancer and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's money into being fat.
Yeah. Okay.
So as long as that happens, I don't think it's ever going to change. We have to change. And that's what I told my mother. When you get older, you're more you cost us more being heavy because if you fall, we can't pick you up.
Right.
We can't if you can't walk, there's really nothing we can do. We cannot literally none of us can pick you up. Most men can't even lift you.
The only good thing about that is if you're heavy, you have more meat to cover you when you do fall. Versus somebody that's real skinny and brittle.
But you don't have to be obese.
Break a thigh. I know, but just have a little meat on you.
Have some meat on you. So I would say that people don't have to be skinny, but have some meat on you. But at this point, we're just getting obese. Where you can't fit in the seats, you can't do anything. I can't go to a lot of things because of my size. When we go on a cruise, I can't go on certain excursions because of my size. I couldn't even get on one of those bikes that you wanted to get on because my weight limit.
I know. You told me there's a YouTuber. She does
Fat Travel.
Fat Travel. She does everything pretty much, right?
But you can't do everything. Yeah.
Well, she's very
she shows you what you can do. But if you're a really obese person, you can't go zip lining and all of that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because remember this ride at Six Flags? It was a circle. Everybody was in a circle, and this thing would turn.
Oh yeah,
and the wind would be so hard.
Yeah.
And as the floor drops, the wind would hold you against the wall. I started sliding down.
Yes. High school.
Like, oh no!
In high school, and think about the size you was then. You wasn't even half the size you are now.
No, I was a 16.
Now imagine now you can't get on that ride
or 16. That ride embarrassed me. I think too. I had a coat on. I had a leather coat on with the vinyl internal, so I was sliding down. With
the last time I got on that ride was when I went back and everybody was up and I was down. No, the spinning thing, and I was. Everybody was pressed up against the wall, and I started sliding. That's it.
Or no, wasn't one ride too the thing like that young man?
The last time I got on the roller coaster,
right. Oh Lord,
I was trying to latch and it wouldn't. I had to squeeze. I'm not squeezing
and got out.
Because all of that pressure is on there.
You didn't even.
That's all I need is for that thing to go south.
Break.
I like Disney World, and again, wasn't even the size I am now. I was way smaller than that. Disney World getting on, was it the ET, those bikes?
Mm-hmm. And the little teapot cups. We had to be in here like this.
No, the teapot cup has that thing in the middle, the turn. And it wouldn't turn. It was like this. It wouldn't turn. I'm not getting in that.
You know what? You have to lose weight,
but at that
time, to enjoy life, you can get on horses and camels if you're traveling.
Horseback riding. The last time I wanted to go horseback riding, I couldn't. They said my weight limit was too much for the horse, and the man said we would have to have a Clydesdale. That Budweiser horse, a Clydesdale, and even him was pushing it. No. Can't ride a camel. You're over the weight limit for a camel.
It feels good to lose weight because you can just enjoy life.
Yes.
I don't know. We made a big splash on the boat.
Can't get in. The last time
on the logs and it went whoosh.
The last time I got in a swimming pool, I have to get in a swimming pool with the steps that go in it. Mm-hmm. The one where it's a ladder, I can't get in those no more because I couldn't hardly get out.
Wow.
And the bouncy rooms, if you jump, those kids, you jump in that ball, you'll never get out of that thing. I saw somebody smaller than me and they had to pull him out. So I'm not getting in there.
No.
You can't get on the slide with your kids, or you can't fit down the slide.
That's just so important to be in shape.
So
where you can at least move things where you can move and
they're not going to do it for you. You got to do it because the world is going to make money off of you being obese.
I know. Are you saying all this to say that they're going to be charging?
I'm saying as of right now, I agree. You should have an upcharge.
Yeah.
I don't think you should weigh people.
Take 2 seats.
Even though it's embarrassing, I almost feel like you said, like the luggage thing. There should be a chair. There should be a row out in the front. Mm-hmm. And if you can sit next to each other, like the lady can see, you know what? They can put it behind her counter. It don't have to be out where everybody can see it.
Ma'am, come back.
It can be behind their counter.
You need to know if there's going to be an upcharge.
Behind the counter of the ticket lady. And then me and you sit next to each other. And if there's a seat on the end that we don't go into, they don't charge us.
If you're by yourself.
If I'm sitting by myself and I'm in here and there's 2 seats open, don't charge me.
See? And how you gonna get away with that with us people like this woman screaming, I don't wish why you're doing this. See?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the thing. I do agree with an upcharge though. But lose weight just for your health. No one's going to advocate for you losing weight. Not in the world. Because like again, I said, there's money in people being obese.
Yeah.
So if you think that the government is going to advocate, Michelle Obama tried to with her Get Fit campaign.
And they was booing her.
So
like you just said, trying to change the diet for the kids.
The government is not going
eating
to
more vegetables.
They're not
healthy
going to push
stuff.
And if you live in poor neighborhoods, forget it.
I know.
They put everything bad in your neighborhood.
Bad food is so much cheaper.
Yeah.
It really is.
Exactly. Organic or good food costs more money. It costs more money to eat right than it does.
Healthy.
I can go get chicken wings, $4 for a bucket of chicken wings.
And some of those chicken wings be this big.
Yeah. So it costs people more for you to be obese.
Yeah.
You got to do it for your own health and for, and if that means you don't want to pay twice to get on the airline, you'll do it for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought about it. If you that big, because that means you bigger than me. what you gonna do when you get to your destination? It's not a lot you can do.
It's not much.
You can't hardly ride in a cab. You can't hardly ride in Uber.
I was having trouble trying to find excursions.
You can't even hardly walk through the airport. Mm-hmm. So the seat on the airline is your least
You
problem.
know what? You're actually something. In a lot of times, you're handicapped. You're considered handicapped. Mm-hmm. Really. So okay.
Hey ladies, music says, hey ladies, I got your book. Love it. I had my knee replacement 4 weeks ago. It has been great. Oh, thank you, music.
Okay.
On TikTok.
All right.
Thank you, music. Got our book. Don't forget to get our book, 100 family-friendly jokes. Okay. The link is in the description.
Maybe we should do a section in the next book with fact jokes.
Fact jokes? A bunch of jokes.
With themes.
Themes. Okay.
We can do themes.
Okay.
Animal jokes, fat jokes.
Well, the next news, Nelly and Wiz Khalifa among the latest to sell their music catalogs.
So he did it too, huh?
Harborview Equity Partners, the global alternative asset management company founded by Clark Soares, whoever that is, has announced it has agreed to partner with and purchase select recorded assets of multi-platinum selling Grammy-winning music artist Nelly. The deal includes some of Nelly's most iconic tracks, such as Ride With Me. If you want to take it to that ride with me. Oh, why do I live this way? Hey, must be the money. And Dilemma. No matter what I do. And smash hit Hot in Here. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I'ma take my clothes off. Okay, so with a little bit of
So he's selling it
$50 million. I don't blame him.
This Negro made $50 million on those songs he's selling.
He would probably
has no ownership over them anymore.
Well, according to this, but the thing is, I would sell them too. Let me tell you why.
Wow.
Back in the day, I would not have.
What's the difference?
Because back in the day, people valued music. You know what I'm saying? Like you would get records. And you would hold on to your records and they meant something. And like years later, you would, oh, look, let me play my records for you. Today, it's like these songs you're not even going to remember. They have no history to these songs.
Back in our day, that's probably why Michael Jackson wanted the Beatles music, because it was our age and older, like mom and them enjoying the Beatles.
When Michael Jackson bought that, Paul McCartney wanted to.
Yeah.
Michael outbid them.
Yeah.
He stole their music. Well, they say he stole it, but he bought it.
I know.
But back then it mattered to own music.
It did.
And so now Michael Jackson, when he passed away, his catalog sold, which And I could probably still make money for years to come. I want to enjoy my money now while I'm here on Earth.
Yeah. So does he have to pay whoever?
No, I'm sure in his deal he don't have to. Because remember, now let's go back to our Uncle Percy. Our Uncle Percy wrote "When a Man Loves a Woman." Mm-hmm. He didn't own the right. He sold the rights.
He sold the rights.
See, back then I wouldn't have sold rights because music was worth something then.
And a lot of blacks didn't know that.
His family would be multi-millionaires if he would not have sold the rights.
He would only get money
if he sung it.
If his voice was singing.
He had to, not his voice, if he performed it.
I thought when his songs was playing and it was him.
No, they owned it. He had to perform it.
Really?
Yeah, that's how he made his money.
Because I thought if Michael Bolton or
no, because Nelly's on his song. They own their song. It's if Nelly performs it, Nelly gets money for it. If that's what you're talking about.
Oh, because I always thought he still got paid if somebody played him singing it. Because it was still his vocals.
Yeah, if somebody paid him to sing it, he gets money for it.
But you said a live performance.
He gets money for it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Not just playing his song. Like in a commercial or something. He don't get no money for that.
No? Okay.
No. But because he sold it. Now, when I asked my uncle why did he sell it, he said he never liked that song.
He didn't think it was going to be a hit.
Most of these artists, the songs that become the biggest in their lives are songs they never even liked.
Right. That's true. Because if we go to listen to a lot of their documentaries and stories,
they said I never even liked that song.
I never liked that song, and that was their number one hit.
Number one hit. Mm-hmm. What's his name now? Little Uzi, Uzi, whatever his name is. He says that song. I just want to rock. He hates that song. That's his number one song. It's on TikTok and everywhere.
Now Dolly Parton. She still gets paid even with Whitney because she owns the right to that
owns
song.
the right. That's her song.
And Whitney sold a lot.
And then some people make money off because they wrote the song.
Yeah. But from what I'm hearing, my family members who are in entertainment, musicians, you get more by being a writer. Versus the vocal on it.
So I don't blame him for selling it. $50 million. And Wiz Khalifa, they said he sold his to that same company too.
Now, who is he?
You don't know. He's a rapper.
So
if you don't know him, then you're not going to know.
It's kind of sad that I don't know him because I don't care that he sold his rights. Nelly, I know.
Well, Wiz is more famous now. You know Nelly because you listened to rap back then,
right?
You don't really listen to rap now.
Okay, so, he's too updated to be selling it.
They buying them now. You can buy Drake now, I'm sure, but Drake ain't gonna sell. But okay. I'm saying you can start selling your stuff now. Probably T.I. He could probably sell his stuff if he wanted to.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see people selling, Nelly for sure. Because no one's going to be going back going, oh, wow, that was a song that was written with, I don't know, the hand of the pen hot in here. Mm-hmm. Sell it. $50 million.
We'll see.
Party
he
songs.
could go through that $50 million real quick too.
Well, he's an idiot if he does.
Right.
You could buy a nice house for $50 million
and invest it, please.
Yeah, you don't have to blow through your money. I think that was good for him.
Okay.
I think selling your thing for $50 million, Wiz Khalifa selling his, very good. All right. You talked about this. Now tell what this story was. This Lotto man. You said the clerk.
They showed on the news yesterday that he went into a store.
This man
went into one of the stores in the local area where you get your lotto tickets, you buy drinks and whatever. Mm-hmm. And he got lotto tickets that had him on camera showing the transaction. I guess for some reason he forgot to get the ticket. So the girl
he left him at the counter.
He left when she rang him up. All of this is on camera, mm-hmm. and he just walks out. So she don't even call him and say, "Hey, here's your tickets."
She kept them.
His number actually won
$3 million.
So he didn't.
She stole the ticket.
They have her on camera. She works there. They have her on camera coming back in to claim it. And there was something written on the ticket that made the people go, something's not right with this. So they did an investigation and they found out that she didn't pay for those tickets. Another person did. So they put the word out. He realized he didn't have his. So he came to the call. A flyer went up. It's me. I'm John Doe. I was the one that bought him and I forgot him here. And they proved it. And
how do you know it was his though? I wonder.
I think because he paid for them.
Maybe because they looked at the timestamp on the video, the camera, and then what was recorded. Because everybody bought tickets at that particular time.
When the news was showing this, everything they were talking about was on camera.
Yeah, see.
On camera. Him buying it, the clerk girl coming in on camera, trying to get it for her and her friend, and she lied, and they fired her, of course, after this whole thing. And he finally got his, the guy, they believed him, and he finally got his $3 million.
Well, it says here, a Massachusetts man whose winning $3 million lottery ticket was allegedly stolen by the store clerk who sold it to him, says he wishes the best for the accused cashier on Friday, as officials finally awarded him his massive payout. 3-year-old Carly Nunes tried to claim the prize. He wishes her the best. He said, while receiving his ceremonial giant check at the lottery headquarters in Dorchester, Little told reporters, a lot of things had to happen for me to be standing here today. He's a diesel engine mechanic, 40 years old, from south of Boston. He said he thought he lost the ticket he received after purchasing. That's why I said I think he thought he probably just lost it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine losing a ticket and finding out later that it was worth $3 million?
Yeah.
About 45 minutes later, another customer noticed that Little, who added a multiplier in his Mega Millions ticket to increase the jackpot prize, left without his ticket and returned the stub to Nunes. See, that's what it was. Another person. Here's my thing. He should give that other person a little bit of money.
Because they was the one that helped him?
That customer noticed he left his and gave it to the clerk. Gave the stub to the clerk and said this man left his. Oh. That person should receive some kind of, I think he should give them something.
Okay.
The same thing when you left your computer. You left your computer at the airport.
At the airport in
the washroom.
On behind one of the washroom doors.
And someone turned it in.
Yes.
Somebody could have took that computer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I feel like when people do good things like that, even though that's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, they planted a seed. They'll probably reap the harvest of that.
The person who helped turn that in for him, they should.
Yeah.
They should.
He may not. Maybe he's hearing about this and he may do something.
I think he should. Because if it wasn't for that person, the customer, that clerk wouldn't even have gotten the stub. That customer could have taken it.
But it's really sad that the clerk who works for the company, the liquor store, what would make her think, let me keep this and steal it from him?
It says lottery officials quickly became suspicious when they noticed that the ticket appeared to be torn and burned.
Yeah.
When she said she accidentally put it on a pipe. Surveillance video of the lottery office also captured her allegedly arguing with Redham over the money. He made demands of the prize, so he came back in.
Oh.
And told him she would only pay. She told him she would give him $200,000.
Oh, I didn't know that went on.
He probably like,
That's my ticket.
That's my whole $3 million. You ain't giving me no $200,000 to go away.
Thank you.
So he did come back.
Okay.
All right.
But she got fired. She pled not guilty.
He said the first thing he plans to do with the $3 million is to pay off his mortgage.
Yeah.
And make some renovations.
Yeah.
That's it. $3 million is not a lot, to be honest. I mean, I know to some people $3 million is a lot. It's really not. It's enough for him to pay off his house and put himself away for retirement.
That's fine. I would like
because you know how much money it's gonna cost for him to be retired. So he need to keep the rest of that. Don't be going out buying a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
So, all right. So that's it for him. But yeah, that lady tried to get away with taking this man's money.
She in jail now.
Oh, she is?
Well, I'm sure she's gonna be.
Well, is it the real Jamie Foxx?
Somebody saw him?
You know, everybody keeps saying it's a fake, a clone, and all this other stuff. Jamie Foxx is celebrating summer as he is spotted publicly for the first time since his hospitalization. Now, some people saying it's not him. Some people saying it's his clone. Some people saying it's his body double that finished the movie for him. I think at this point, people just like, whatever.
I know.
Since his daughter lied and said he was at home.
Now we don't believe anything they say.
There finally appears to be proof that Jamie Foxx is on the mend. In a video published by TMZ, Foxx reportedly is being seen boating on the Chicago River. Now, he is in Chicago, looking healthy as he smiles and waves to a group of boaters who cheer his appearance. The Oscar winner actor later tweeted a plug for his bourbon and wrote, "Boat life, celebrating summer and brown sugar BBN." So I don't know. Is that really him?
I don't know. I don't think people care. We just kind of like, if we want to see him healthy and back and working, but to be spotting him and seeing if that's him or not.
His people are saying
messed up us for trusting them.
Yeah, his publicist is saying he's doing good. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And that's all we care about. Whether we spot him or not, if that's really him or not. I mean, until he gets back in the game, we won't know. We just kind of like take one day at a time with him.
So until we actually, that's what I'm saying. So I hope it is him. Mm-hmm. He is in Chicago, so it wouldn't be weird to see him on the boat in Chicago if they're trying to get him out there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. At this point, I don't know if I believe it or not, but I hope it is him. But she ruined it. His daughter and his people ruined it.
Yeah.
Now we just like, hopefully it's him, and if it's,
wish him the best.
Wish him the best, and you know they shouldn't have did that when he first came out.
She shouldn't have never done that.
And then they kept trying to hide what happened to him.
This is his own family. This is not news media. Yeah. This is his own family.
And then keep trying to hide what happened to him.
Yes.
So now it's like when people are like, you notice
like the little boy that cried wolf.
You notice this is on the news. You ain't heard nothing about this because that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's good though. Maybe you don't want everybody talking about this stuff.
We'll see.
Scooby Doo says, "Hello everyone. I am having health issues, but God is still good. And then she says, "Hi, Emerald. Hey, Scooby. We're going to make sure
keep you up in prayer.
Keep Scooby on the
for health,
on the prayer list for health.
Total healing
in the name of Jesus.
Yes.
Or at least not. We don't want you to be suffering and all that stuff.
Yes.
So you're right, and she said the right thing. God is still in control.
Thank you.
So I thought that was good. But yeah, so we don't know what's going on with Jamie. We hope that he's good. We pray that everything is fine. The conspiracy people say it's not him. They say it's a clone or that it's his body double that finished the movie for him. You know what? Maybe before his family and his people did all of that, I would have been like, y'all are stupid. Now I wouldn't put it past him to put his body double out on a boat and drive around Chicago and make everybody think he's okay. It's sad, isn't it? But we still pray for him anyway, I guess.
Okay.
All right, this your thing.
Yeah,
what's going on with this?
On Facebook, I go through Facebook and I see what people make comments about. And one of my coworkers, my old coworkers, made a comment about this whole incident with My Block, My Hood, My City. That's an organization. They've even come in this area and actually speak to the youth and so forth. Youth summits. They try to do good working with the youth. And Chicago has had a bad what's the word? Like publicity regarding the reputation of the kids, the number of kids that come down and swarm all in groups and cause chaos.
So this is actually something good. This is
an actual organization that wanted to pull 1,000 kids to go downtown who's never been in certain areas downtown, like the museums, the art museums, the boat rides, whatever, to see Chicago, to experience Chicago, Shed Aquarium, those kind of things. And they gave them gift cards. $50 gift cards was donated. And as you can see on the back of their t-shirts, those are all the people that sponsor.
Okay.
So while the kids are at these different museums or whatever, they have a little money to spend.
Yeah.
And maybe buy a little token from that place to remember. As you can see, these kids are a mixture of races. So when I saw
nobody's wreaking havoc and all that.
And I saw the replies and I'm like, a lot of these people, probably white people, and they got nervous and scared. Should they be doing this? What is this about? Ooh, would they cause problems? And that's what the whole organization, My Block, My Hood, My City, is trying to show. We can gather kids and youth in an area and they don't do chaos.
Exactly.
They're there for a purpose. And somebody said, are the white kids included? This is discriminating if it's not.
It's inner city.
I had to reply.
If the white kids is in the inner city.
If they live in the inner city, this is not an organization that would only do black kids.
No.
You can see in this picture, Latinos, blacks, Asian, whoever lives in the inner city, the south side, the north side, the west side.
And the funny thing about it is she should have said, if you don't see a lot of white, well, maybe now you understand our thing. Why you don't see a lot of white people? You should have turned it on her and said, isn't it funny you don't see a lot of poor inner city white people
who do experience going to the zoos and then the science museums and stuff. But I just wanted to bring this up, and I replied back to all of those people, the naysayers, because there were a few that said they like this organization. Hate everything. Some people got to hate. I just had to reply and say, for those of you who replied positive about this organization, thank you.
If you put today is a wonderful sunny day, why is it wonderful and sunny?
It's too hot.
Do you think the sun burns people's skin? My father died of skin cancer from the sun. You can't put anything on the internet because people gonna find something negative to say.
They'll take negative to make it positive.
Well, it says here
positive to make it negative.
Chicago CBS News, My Block, My Hood, My City, a nonprofit that mentors underprivileged youth, is planning. Well, they brought 1,000 teens to downtown Chicago. Organizers say they're getting pushback after viral video of the teen takeovers.
Yes.
CBS 2 Sarah Machi found out that they're not postponing their trip and say that those videos are exactly why they need to hold this event. You could bring 1,000 kids together and they not tear up the city.
Thank you.
Organizing a pile of baby blue t-shirts Participants with My Block, My Hood, and My City looked at a list of more than 50 partners signed on ahead of their first downtown day. Hundreds of the shirts have already been handed out. This was previous to 1,000 teens. They fill the streets around downtown Chicago on Saturday, signing up to see some of Chicago's attractions for the first time. There's a lot of kids that live in these inner cities who've never left their block.
Go out of their block, their neighborhood.
They live in these major cities and they've never left their block.
Thank you.
And we come from all over the world to see these areas. There's kids that live in Orlando who never even been to Disney World.
Thank you. Isn't that something?
We're about to do Chicago Sky Deck. We're going to the Shed Aquarium. We're going to the Riverwalk. I never did these things, Marshall said, one of the kids.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
So for anybody that finds a fault with that,
thank you.
Again, I say my favorite word, you're a moron.
And even if you're saying it's discriminating, because no white kids are involved, that to me shows that your heart is not right.
Exactly.
Because you know darn well a lot of white kids do not live on the south side of Chicago.
Thank you. Or in the inner city.
And if they do, this group is saying, come.
Yes.
Little
and
man,
the ones,
you never experienced
and
downtown.
the ones that live in the suburbs, they have stuff like Youth Build and all that other stuff. The YWCA, the YMCA, Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
So any of these organizations, if they're doing something that helps kids, why are you complaining?
Thank you.
That's what I told you.
Oh no, 1,000 come. They gonna cause havoc. And why they're giving them $50?
Thank you.
Really?
I told you some people just have
to. They going to the Shed Aquarium. Can they buy a token from the Shed Aquarium?
Some people just have to. So
gosh, okay.
All right, so that's good. Again, let's see. Emerald says, Scooby says, Amen. I appreciate you all for praying for her.
No problem.
Emerald says, I pray things turn around for you very soon. And Scooby says, Emerald, I appreciate you.
Got it.
That's wonderful, isn't it? People find friendships and things in our comment section. I noticed that. On our other page, it was so funny. On our Instagram, our joke, because we do a joke of the day. This one lady said something, a joke or something, and this man replied, they start talking to each other.
They dating?
No, they started. He said, can I call you or something or talk to you or something? She's like, sure. I was like, we bringing people together.
If people are meeting and celebrate, and then too, people of faith.
Yeah.
You got more people praying for you.
Yep. So there's a cost to join in our page.
Thank you
very much.
Okay.
There's people of like mind. Yeah, put that over. Yeah. All right. Now, this lady...
it was funny because we were listening to the show this morning.
The only reason why I'm doing this is because I didn't know she was as big because I don't watch the Steve Harvey show.
Steve Harvey has a morning
show.
But
Shirley Strawberry is apparently on the Steve Harvey syndicated
she's one
show.
Of the radio
and they have a call-in show or letter show. And it's called Strawberry Letter. And people ask for advice.
With relationship
advice.
Poor thing.
From this lady.
She need to write a letter herself.
And apparently in her real life, it's turmoil going on.
Isn't it something? And how we can even give advice to some people and have our messy lives ourselves.
So I watch a couple of YouTube people's channels. I watch Lovely T. I watch Tasa K. I watch Armand. I watch
their update on stuff.
I watch Chronicle Speaks.
Okay,
who's impressive. It's a lot of people that I watch. Chronicle Speaks. She spoke on this. I just wanted to show a little bit about what she said.
Her take on
her tape. I'm not going to show her whole video because you can go to her page and watch her video. I hate when people sit and review somebody's whole video and then I don't even need to go to their page and watch it.
That's true. You just on there. They want you to stay on their page,
right?
To hear their input.
Exactly. So I'm gonna play a little bit, and then I want you to go to her page so you can hear more the rest of the story.
I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Yes, we got to.
So when the government said they had more charges coming against Mr. Ernest Williams, they did not lie.
And there's going to be numerous upcoming warrants coming in this case. I believe Roswell told us today when we checked for an update Before the 13th, there's going to be about 15 plus more warrants coming his direction, serious felonies in there.
Miss Shirley Strawberry of the Steve Harvey Morning Show married a very sick individual, and I am praying and hoping that her wishes to stick beside him will soon change. The documents I'm going to show you today will show that Ernest recently pled guilty to being a felon with an illegal semi-automatic pow-pow, walking up to someone's apartment, getting ready to do God knows what to God knows who, and he was just given a 2-year prison sentence because of it. And also, he got slapped with 4 new charges this past Friday. One is aggravated you-know-what battery. The other rhymes with cape but begins with an R. The other is aggravated.
Yeah, she don't say the word.
One is you-know-what battery, and the other one is trafficking someone for you-know-what servitude. Shirley, you in danger, girl. If you don't leave this pimp named Slick back nothing but a hound dog, sick, demented mind freak, girl, we're going to have to pray for you. We are going to get into this story and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this case and so much more. Now let's get back into it. With the way this story is going, I'm starting to feel like I'm reporting on an episode of Who the Bleep Did I Marry? Because there is no way in the world a sane individual could marry such a monster knowingly. Shirley Strawberry, who's been on the Steve Harvey Morning Show for over 2 decades, has found herself embroiled with a man who is charged with doing the unthinkable. Ernest has so many charges at this point, he'd make a defense attorney want to quit his profession. Nope.
Now, some of the charges is against her own kid.
Oh, no.
He has a son. It's against him doing something to his son, against doing something to his daughter, and doing something to Shirley's kid.
Who introduced her to him?
And then an animal.
Who introduced her to this man?
Steve Harvey.
Oh, no. How did Steve?
Now, all of this, I'm going to say allegedly until he gets found guilty.
That's true. Because we all know Steve is really big on relationships, and he even has a book out.
But I pointed this because we literally sat in the car today. She's live
on the radio,
still giving advice.
Unless that was a recording.
You think that's a recording? Because Steve wasn't there.
Steve wasn't there. I don't know. I haven't watched the show. I used to watch the show when I would go to my job. Every morning, the Steve Harvey Show. And he'll have other, like the nephew Tommy be on there. There's another lady that's also a radio person.
Yeah.
But Strawberry, she gives,
I feel like,
reads these letters every morning and gives advice. Even hearing Steve may chime in. Nephew Tommy may chime in. But she's now having problems.
I think y'all should go to Chronicle Speaks page and look at the rest of this.
Okay.
She shows the documents and everything.
Really?
And here's the thing. I feel like until this is over, she needs to do what we tell pastors to do. Sit down. I think she should, that segment of the show.
That segment, maybe.
That segment.
She can still do hosting.
Yeah.
But don't do any kind of.
Don't do none of that.
Relationship advice.
Not while you going through this.
Not relationship advice.
No.
Yeah, take our advice with that one.
Unless she's assuming like you didn't know. Most people that listen to their show maybe not even know.
I don't know.
See?
She seems like a real nice person too.
And he has allegedly a girlfriend who lives down the street from them. Same as what Wendy Williams' husband was doing. Keeping up another lady down the street. And they say she know about it.
There's no way to know these things before you marry somebody? You marrying literally the devil himself. There's no discernment. There's nobody, no red flag.
I don't know.
No meet his family and follow him.
I think a lot of people have a gut feeling, but you dismiss it.
Oh,
I think a lot of people date people and you have they might do something or say something. It might be a gut and you just dismiss it like maybe I'm just being.
Flag.
No, that gut is your red flag.
Wow.
So I just thought that was.
Steve probably gonna feel bad if he introduced them.
And then Steve gonna talk about it when he come back. Let's see.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Private, he may not say anything.
I know.
They may keep it. Steve gonna have some issues of his own.
Thank you.
When his wife's ex gets out of prison.
Thank you. All right. Beyonce's mom, Tina Noe Lawson,
wow,
robbed of $1 million in jewels and cash in a home burglary.
Wow.
Now that's an inside job, I believe.
You think?
How would you know? Who keeps $1 million? Most people don't keep that much money in the safe.
Somebody who knew her.
That's somebody who knows.
Bodyguard.
Burglars made off with a safe. Ooh. They took the safe.
So they can blow it up later.
Containing more than $1 million in cash and jewels from the home of Tina Noel Lawson, the mother of singer Beyonce and Solange Knowles. A law enforcement source confirmed to the Times on Monday. The theft at the Hollywood Hills home was discovered last week by a worker, according to the law enforcement source. The 69-year-old entrepreneur was out of town when the burglary occurred.
Where she live?
It said Hollywood Hills.
Hollywood Hills.
Exactly how and when the thieves entered the home isn't clear, but they were able to remove the safe and its contents. That's inside.
That's the inside.
According to Los Angeles police, burglary crews targeted celebrity homes have been known to slide entry safes out through the patio doors and even push them off the balconies. They taking safes now. Investigators are examining security camera footage from the home and neighboring properties. In April, a man was arrested after damaging her mailbox. See, that was probably, they was casing the place probably then. A law enforcement source who was not authorized to discuss the investigation said the theft was likely not random and the burglars presumably had information from someone who knew of high value items. See, it could be somebody who sold her the jewelry. It could be a bank employee. Somebody knew she had that much money and jewelry in her safe. Celebrity homes have long been targets for burglars looking for lucrative scores. And a lot of this is happening in Los Angeles, LA. A lot of celebrities are getting ripped off. Not around the country, though, but in LA. Isn't that something?
It is. Things that make you go,
Authorities say the ring had plans to hit the homes of, this is somebody arrested. They've targeted people like Dodgers, former Dodger, Yiso something, singer Rihanna, producer Daniel Frogerman, and former Ram Robert Woods. Authorities say the ring had plans to hit LeBron James and actor Matt Damon.
Is there anything they can keep in their house to still, even though it may not, the alarm thing may be shut off?
You know what I would do?
Like dogs or something?
Well, everybody should have a dog, but they be getting rid of them.
Shooting them or something?
Or feeding them poison and stuff.
There should be some other ways to keep your stuff protected.
I would have a thing on my safe that when they open it, if you don't, well, no, because if you make a mistake, I was going to say it blow something in your face and knock you out.
Or paint on your hands or something.
No, I want to knock you out. So when the cops come, you be laying out there. But you may forget to hit the button and it knock you out.
Something like that. They got money. There's ways to do this. They in other countries, they have security that over millions of dollars of paintings and stuff.
And then as a celebrity, she's a celebrity mom. You don't keep that much money and jewelry in your house. Yeah. Everybody know that. And if you do, it shouldn't be in the safe. Put it in the Bible. They'll never steal the Bible.
Or a book. They say
a book. Put it in your bookshelf in books that they'll never open up.
That's just sad.
Isn't it sad?
Or a plank in your floor, they would never know to go under because it could be
like
any part of your floor, and the rug is over it.
Remember,
so who would ever think of one of your planks?
Remember The Color Purple? She had the mouse trap,
letters.
But she had the mouse trap. So he hid, and she just did the thing and make the mouse trap.
Clicked it.
He thought he was getting her by having the mouse trap, but she knew how to get in there.
Wow.
So now the plank ain't gonna work. Just don't have it in places like what you would expect, a safe. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Who would not think a safe is what you need?
No, because they've taken the safe. That's what I'm saying.
Well, her robbery should hopefully alert others to prepare, to be ready.
Okay, this one you saw. What's up with this one?
This one is...
Go ahead.
The vampire facials at New Mexico spa is linked to additional cases of HIV.
So what happened?
So when she started giving them that, it's called a vampire spa, where she inserts blood in with needles in the person's face
to give them youth.
It's probably a spa treatment.
Because I guess blood makes your face look more fuller and more youthful.
And they're finding out there's cases of people who have those treatments have HIV.
They're not testing the blood. And why would you want somebody else's blood in your face?
I thought it was their blood.
Oh, it's your own blood?
I thought it was when I was reading the thing. I'm saying, well, how is these people getting HIV from their own blood?
Anyone who received injection-related services from the VIP spa in Albuquerque should be retested for HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C, according to the New Mexico Department of Health. Former clients of a now shuttered New Mexico salon are being urged to get tested for HIV after new infections linked to vampire facials at the facility were discovered years after its closure. And so they've been closed for years. Mm-hmm. On Wednesday, the New Mexico Department of Health announced that a newly diagnosed case of HIV was reported to the DOH Infection Disease Bureau. The patient's only self-reported HIV exposure was vampire facial they received at the VIP spa in Albuquerque back in 2018. Vampire facials use the client's own blood.
Yeah.
Pulled and reserted with microneedling to refresh the skin. So what's wrong with that if your own blood, I guess?
But are the needles not clean? How are these people getting HIV infected?
If those needles aren't clean. Because I'm thinking if I'm using my own blood, because I'm thinking some people probably want more plush or... So if I'm using my own blood, I wouldn't want it, but I'm saying...
Unless their own blood is infected, but that don't make sense. How are they they're noticing that these people are coming back saying, I have HIV now.
It says, it's very important that we spread the word and remind people who receive any kind of injection related to services provided by the VIP spot to come in for free and confidential testing. Due to the new case, they reopened the investigation on the incident and found that there were additional HIV infections. I think they was using dirty needles.
You think?
Yeah.
That's sad. From a vampire facial. Really?
Wow.
To even call them vampire facials made me...
It says, that's it. That's concerning because if needles aren't handled appropriately, you could potentially increase the risk of blood-borne infection. It's the needles, I think. Because if you got HIV, you got HIV, whether I take it on one part of your body and put it on the other.
Yeah.
It's the needles.
Wow. Yeah, they shut it down and they just starting to see now cases coming later.
People who got HIV.
Who had those facials.
And they got HIV.
I had to bring that up. I was like, oh my goodness.
I wonder, do other people do that now? Vampire facials.
Well, hearing this on the news, they probably won't now.
If they do, they have to show you them opening up a new needle from a package. You can't just reuse needles all the time.
True. Oh my goodness.
All right, real quick. Mm-hmm. No, I don't care about ESPN laying off people.
They are?
Yeah, ESPN laid off a bunch of people. A lot of people.
You care about this man too?
Do you?
Not really.
Mama asked me about this man.
You deserve a beat down.
Ma, you asked about this man. Larry Nazar was stabbed multiple times at the Florida federal prison. This is the guy that assaulted those gymnasts. Mm-hmm. Remember the Olympic gymnasts? Mm-hmm. Well, apparently he was sentenced to prison. I'll talk about it. And he was stabbed multiple times during an altercation with another inmate at a federal prison in Florida. Yeah. A prison union leader said Monday. He's 59. He was stabbed twice in the neck, twice in the back, and 6 times in the chest. So they poked him.
They don't like that man.
And also suffered a collapsed lung in a Sunday attack. So I think
I know when they show a lot of them doing the shanking, is that what they call it in prison? They do it real quick.
It says he declined to identify the prisoners involved.
Yeah, because
officials said staff provided life-saving measures and the inmate was taken to a local hospital for treatment. No staff or other inmates were injured at no time, and the public is not in danger. An internal investigation is ongoing. Added that the FBI has been notified.
They may have to relocate him in another
He
city.
was sentenced to decades in prison for assaulting the gymnast, included an Olympic medalist. He is serving time behind bars for convictions in both state and federal courts. So that's why. Mm-hmm. I think it's because it's young girls. People don't like when you do stuff to kids.
Especially our Olympics ladies.
So that's the end of him.
I'm sorry to.
What, Ma? Life in prison.
So he going to be dealing with this until he leaves.
Yeah.
Dude, should have thought about that before you touched each girl.
Now every day we try to do a TikTok of the day. Mm-hmm. So today's TikTok of the day is nobody other than Trump.
We're trying to figure out when did this happen.
The time Trump tried to turn a black church into one of his political rallies.
Can't do that.
The pastor stood up and said, nope, not here. Not in the Lord's house.
This is the Lord's house.
So let's watch
how
him.
black folks are.
Hillary failed on the economy, just like she's failed on foreign policy. Everything she touched didn't work out. Nothing. Now Hillary Clinton.
I invited you here to thank us for
Okay.
not
Okay.
to give a political speech.
Okay, that's good. Then I'm going to go back on the Flint. Okay. Okay. Flint's pain is a result of so many different failures, and I must say that no, I never would. And frankly, Time Magazine, as you know, they reported this year that the federal government, they've got a long way to go to bring Flint back. And I look at the damage done, and the damage can be taken care of. Thank you, Pastor.
The pastor first going on stage while Mr. Trump began a political speech and said that was not the reason that she invited him there, not to give a political speech. And then there was somebody in the audience, I don't know if it was heckling or shouting out questions, and the pastor said to be polite to Mr. Trump.
Hillary failed.
So this is not a political rally. This is not MAGA. I'm surprised she invited him to a black church in the first place.
I'm trying to figure out what would he have to say other than talking about people in his platform.
What did she think he was going to talk about?
Talk about God is good and he's been with me all my life and he's taking care of me and my family.
That black pastor missed God.
He really missed
God.
That was
a
female pastor?
Yeah.
And you really made it bad for female pastors.
She missed God because why would you invite Trump to a black church? Also, you already know what he's going to talk about. He says the same thing at every rally.
Yeah.
So what did she think he was going to talk about?
He doesn't give any honor to God.
What did she think he was going to talk about?
Testimonial for a purpose of being in a church.
Why didn't she invite Pence or somebody else? Why would she invite Trump?
Yes, Pence would probably have said something.
So this wasn't so much funny TikTok today. This was just I guess it was to him because she touched him by his arm and said, no, we're not doing that here.
Okay, Pastor. Okay. No problem, Pastor. Oh, I tell you.
He thought he was going to come there and talk about Hillary Clinton.
No.
And you think black people was just going to sit there and not say nothing?
And who was the heckler and what was he saying?
They was asking him questions probably.
Oh.
And she probably was like, we're not turning it to
then what did you bring him here? What was he brought here for,
That's
lady?
why she missed God. She missed God.
Oh.
She missed God. She should have never brought him there in the first place.
Okay.
So I bet she won't do that again.
Hello.
Let me see. Anybody say anything? Emerald says, is this the donkey of the day? Spa blood injections for facials.
It should
No, but this is the donkey of the day. Charlemagne is back, and he had the donkey of the day. Lenora always wants to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Yes.
Well, Miami International Airport. 3 Transportation Security Administration agents who work at Miami International Airport were arrested on fraud charges. According to investigators, Elizabeth Fuster Jose Gonzalez, and Labraris Williams. You can assume all their names. I'm assuming the woman is the name. Lavarius or whatever is the Negro.
Right.
And Jose is the one that look Latino. All races and creeds is right here.
Represented.
Worked together to steal cash from passengers' purses and bags while they were being screened.
When our purse goes through that machine,
this ain't even checking it underneath.
They taking our money out of our purse. Y'all need to be under the jail.
The agents were removed after a TSA employee did the complaint. Watched the surveillance video and shared findings with the police, who took immediate action and placed them under arrest.
When will they have time to do that?
In a statement, a TSA spokesperson wrote, the Transportation Security Administration holds its transportation officers to the highest professional and ethnic standards and has no tolerance for misconduct in the workplace. We actively and aggressively investigated these allegations of misconduct and presented our findings to the Miami-Dade police and are working closely with them, and any employee who fails to meet our fundamental ethnic standards is held accountable. So apparently he gives them donkey of the day, because they were going during the screening. They were going in people's purses and wallets, because you got to take your wallet and everything out, and taking their money.
I'm trying to think, when do they do that? Because I know as it goes through, it's going through a machine. Are they doing it like when it comes out?
Maybe when it comes out, because you're still sometimes on the other side if you're in line. So your stuff is down there and you're still over here. And they could take it. They can take it and pretend like they have to go through your bag. You know how sometimes they pretend like they got to look through your stuff?
And do they grab it in their hand and do, there's no cameras over there?
Apparently one of the TSA people saw it.
Maybe they need to have cameras on when we're going through. So everybody is watched.
I don't know.
If people like them may try to do the same thing, steal things out of a purse while somebody is after it's come out of the conveyor belt thing. That's just wrong.
Well, he gave them donkey of the day.
Truly donkeys. Y'all, both of y'all.
All three.
All three. I mean, three. Yeah, all three of
the
y'all.
three amigos. So the three amigos all get donkey of the day.
Oh, goodness.
Now, last week we found out that Ernest was currently behind.
Okay.
Okay.
So they all get donkey of the day. That was your donkey of the day.
I know one thing I want to talk about tomorrow. They've been talking about it on the news.
How this time?
There's a few artists that have things. What I had told you about Adele, saying anybody throws anything at her.
Yeah.
What's the young guy that recently he had something thrown at him in his face and he couldn't. He had to go out like he couldn't see or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's this? Styles.
How did it turn like that? That's weird.
Styles.
I turned it back.
Style?
You didn't move it. Oh, that's it. Because it had turned in the middle of our thing. I said, how did it turn like that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's this. You got to make sure this is all the way up away from you. Because that turned us.
Oh,
go ahead.
I think it moved.
It did, see? And then I moved it back right now.
Oh,
but go ahead.
Harry Styles.
Somebody threw something at Harry Styles' face?
There's three artists that had something thrown at them. That's why I was saying Drake had a phone thrown at him. And Adele was making a comment saying to her audience, to her fans, y'all better not ever throw anything at me.
She'll stop the show?
Yeah, she probably would. But a lot of people are starting to do that, and I don't understand why they're throwing things
with the
at
amount of
now.
money that people spend to go see Adele. If somebody throws something and she stops that show, people gonna jump that person that threw something.
They probably would. But they're saying that this has become a habit now, because a lot of artists are starting to get things thrown at them, like a phone or something, that they may have to do things differently and how they have.
Well, what's her name appears behind a glass?
Who?
Is it Taylor Swift or one of them?
Katy Perry.
It's a glass. It's a glass around the stage. You can't just throw stuff at them.
Are they so drunk that they just throwing their phone? Because somebody hit Drake in his hand.
Wow.
With a phone, throwing it at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing that's been in the news lately. This whole thing.
So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So don't forget to get our book. You heard music on TikTok say that they got it and they love it and they have an issue physically and it's helping them.
Friendly jokes.
I hear a lot of people say that it helps them laugh and stuff.
That's good.
Reading the jokes and stuff.
Mary Hart do good like a medicine.
And we're going to have t-shirts and stuff
It's
coming
like
out.
medicine, yeah.
So y'all can help support the channel. We have one subscriber.
Oh,
Not subscriber, one member so far.
That's good.
So join our channel. We're gonna do.
We do other.
We do other tapings. We do reviews. We're going to see. We're going to see. What's tomorrow?
Steve. What's his name?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This is what, the 5th one?
Yeah,
the 6th one.
We're going to see that tomorrow.
Ford.
We'll do a review
and
on
Mission Impossible is out too.
We're going to see that. We do reviews on that. We do reviews on those dating shows that you watch,
and we do private showings. Like if we got places.
Are you going to do reviews on that? Celebrity sister sibling, so she gonna do a review on that.
Claim to fame.
Yeah, claim to fame. So we have reviews on there. Things not opposite, but different than
I
this
started
show.
watching that, and I didn't know last year that Keke Palmer's
her sister won. So be sure to become a member of our channel. It's on all social medias. On Instagram, we do extra jokes and stuff for the people that's members on there. So and TikTok. So become a member. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See you later.